Defense Chronicles. This is Leslie Bocobo. Tonight we have with us Senator Loren Legarda. Good evening, Senator Loren Legarda. Today we had a little bit of a drama at the impeachment court. Can you please tell us about the withdrawal of the Articles 1, 4, 5, 6, and 8? What is the implication of this motion by the prosecution?
Well, first of all, as a senator judge, I would not want as much as possible to comment on the trial itself. And I've tried to stay away from any interviews, but I will try to the best of my ability to answer that question.
Okay, thank you.
First, only 3 articles will be carried now because 5 were withdrawn by the prosecution, and we are now awaiting the defense for the defense part in this whole trial. Now, what is my position on the withdrawal? The court accepts the manifestation of the prosecution that they will withdraw 5 articles of impeachment, and I will not say any more. I will not say whether it is adverse or favorable to their cause, because that would be rendering a judgment at this time.
Yes.
All I can say is that that is their prerogative. That was their manifestation. The court accepted it, and we will now await the position of the defense.
Now, why were the prosecution seem to have taken a position to still invite Justice Sereno to appear before the court, even after they had withdrawn?
I cannot answer for the prosecution. I was there listening to the lead prosecutor say that they tried to communicate with the Supreme Court Justice, and if they say they rest their case, but they had given an invitation or a letter, I would not know what transpired. So I would not be able to comment. The prosecution would be in a better position to answer that.
Also today, Senator, we witnessed a member of the prosecution, Attorney Vitaliano Aguirre II, acted in a manner that but took the ire of one of the members of the impeachment court. What are your thoughts on these?
Well, the lawyers should respect the senator judges, and I think this is an indication of something that's been going on for quite a while, where senator judges are mocked outside of the court, depending on the questions, whether they favor the defense or the prosecution. And so it's about time that we put a stop to this, because eventually we'll have to render a decision, and that will be a decision hopefully based on factual evidence. And so what transpired today is just one indication of tension that is arising from the already very divisive and politically tense atmosphere, unfortunately. But then the court, as you very well know, decided to cite that prosecutor in direct contempt.
So it is imperative that any member of the prosecution or the defense must really show respect to members of the impeachment court.
Isn't that expected for behavior?
It is expected
the proper
of them.
behavior in court.
Yes. One last question, Senator. Will the articles of impeachment that were withdrawn, do you think again I ask you, will the prosecution be able to file them again next year? What are your thoughts on this?
Again, it would be the prosecution who would be better positioned to answer that. I do not know what their plans are. So I'm sorry, I cannot second guess a prosecution. I would not want to preempt whatever they will do next year.
Any last words?
But it is the Senate's mandate to sit as an impeachment court, whatever the lower house would present to us in the event there is an impeachment filed in the House.
Okay. The entire impeachment proceedings is obviously centered in Metro Manila. What message would you like to bring to our fellow Filipinos outside Metro Manila, in the provinces? What would you like? How does this affect them directly or indirectly?
Well, I continue with my work, which is focused really on disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation. And this is just one of the multifarious activities which I do every day. And it may not affect the common tao every day. It may not affect the farmer who is reeling from the effects of extreme weather events. It may not affect a family who lives on less than $1 a day.
Yes.
It may not affect many Filipinos living below the poverty line. And so what we need to do is not to forget the basic needs of our population, of our people, at the same time performing our duties as senator judges.
Your last words for this interview, Senator, and anything else you'd like to say?
This is part of a democracy, and
Yes.
we will conduct ourselves and render the decision at the proper time based on facts, based on evidence, however difficult it may seem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us tonight with the Defense Chronicles. This is Leslie Bocobo.